Hello and welcome back to another episode of the Med School Diaries. Today's video is a little bit different as it includes some more of my life outside of just studying and attending classes. While there's no doubt that being a student is a big commitment, I've learned the importance of prioritizing balance and maintaining my overall health and well-being. Doing hobbies for myself and pursuing things that allow me to take a step away from my studies helps me better manage my stress and also just brings me joy. If you're looking for a more productive style video, I'll link a few of my past study vlogs below, and another one will also be coming in 2 weeks. Rise and shine. At least it's a pretty sunrise today. It's 6 o'clock. I just got home for the day. The cafe study session was actually really productive. I ended up doing an assignment and a form that I've been putting off for a while. You know those tasks that aren't necessarily hard, but they're just tedious and take a long time to do? Well, I finally tackled those today, and it feels great having to not think about that anymore. And then on my way home, I also stopped by Whole Foods. I wasn't planning on buying anything, but I did end up picking up half a ciabatta baguette. So just some fresh bread, this Whole Foods pizza dough because they have some pizza making ingredients in my fridge, and then also this kombucha from Rise. I've actually never gotten the big bottle before, but it was on sale this week, and this is my favorite flavor. It's lychee and jasmine. So good. For dinner, I'm thinking of doing like pasta with shrimp and veggies, something pretty simple. To be honest, I haven't been cooking that much at home this past week, just because I have so many things to do, but I can't keep making excuses, so today we're gonna get back on it. I made way too much. This is like enough to feed a whole family. I was just hoping to make dinner for today and lunch for tomorrow, but I have way more than that. It tastes decent. I wouldn't go so far to say it's good. Sustenance. I just spent the past 30 minutes organizing my study schedule for the next 3 weeks. To be honest, right now, at this point in time, I'm feeling a bit stressed and overwhelmed. It's not necessarily because I'm worried that much about school, although that definitely is a factor that plays into it. It's more so that I need to balance everything that's going on in my life right now. My lifestyle habits, making and getting started with plans for the summer, social media deadlines. Okay, when I say it like that, it doesn't even sound like that much, but you can see my schedule is all I'm talking to the vlog. Do you want to say hi? Anyway, as I was saying, my schedule is pretty blocked up. There's definitely still room to take a breather, socialize, spend time with friends. It's just the fact that I have all these things that I need to do and I can't do them immediately that is making me stressed. I showed this last semester and not much has changed, but I'll show it again. So on this page, I have an overview of all the lectures that we're going to be examined on, as well as when the last time I studied it was and how I felt about it. All this stuff is more the midterm, so I stayed pretty on top of my work. But you can see that after the midterm, I'm missing a lot of these squares. And then this is like my master final study schedule. So this is today. As you can see, I've roughly planned out how the next 2 weeks are gonna look like. Obviously, it's really flexible. You can see there's a bit of a buffer period because it assumes that I'm gonna be studying this much every day. And I've also added this little table which outlines the different topics that we've covered this semester, and it's color coordinated based on if I've reviewed it, if I made Anki cards, if I've reviewed it again. Tomorrow I get to sleep in till like 8. Yay. So I will see y'all then. I would love to tell you that every Tuesday I head to the rink and do my little hour and a half of skating, but in reality that doesn't really often happen. I normally only end up going once or twice a month, and that's because this one time slot that works for my calendar often gets filled with other commitments. This week I didn't have any major deadlines, so I headed over to the rink. Back when I was like 8 or 9 years old, I used to do competitive figure skating, but the sport is very expensive and I don't think I was progressing fast enough to justify the cost, so I sadly had to stop skating even though I loved it, and I actually didn't get back into it until earlier this winter. I've had like 8 sessions since then, and I've just been working to get comfortable on the ice again and trying to get back some of those skills like jumps and spins that I used to be able to do. Honestly, that was probably one of my least favorite sessions ever since I started. I think there were just more people than usual, and they're all advanced skaters, so you sort of have to keep your attention focused on everyone and track their movements so you don't run into each other, and I just didn't have like the attention to do that today. And it's also my first time back in like a month because I skipped a week, and then there was 2 weeks of spring break where these sessions would be filled with kids, so I skipped those as well. And getting back on the ice felt like it hadn't been a while, and I didn't feel really confident in trying any new jumps or skills, so I sort of just lingered around the side and so once a week we have clinical skill sessions where we learn how to perform various clinical maneuvers or exams. Today was the second last session. It was the GI exam. We actually have an OSCE this year for one of our finals, and I actually don't know what it stands for. It stands for an objective structured clinical examination. So there's different stations that you'll rotate through, and at each station you'll have 10 minutes to either like take a history or show that you can do a certain exam. And last semester we had a mock one where we just got to practice and also obtain feedback from examiners, but this semester it's a real one, and I definitely need to start preparing for it soon. The weather is really nice right now. I think I'm actually gonna go on a run. In a previous video I talked about how I signed up for an 8K race in May, and my goal starting this week was to run at least 3 times a week before race day. So I ran once on Sunday, and I won't have time until Friday to run again, which means I need to do my other run today. So I've also documented my whole running journey so far, so that video will be coming in like 2 months, but yeah. I was 100% not expecting that. This is my furthest run ever. It's 9.2 kilometers. I stopped by Dollarama to pick up a couple of things. This one is actually to fix my vlog camera because some screws are loose. And then while I was there, I got some cotton pads for skincare and some of these felt pads for the chairs in my kitchen. That pretty much took up my entire evening. It's already 8 o'clock and I haven't even had dinner yet. So I'm gonna eat some of my leftovers from yesterday and prep for tomorrow's CPL. We finished CBL super early today, so I'm headed off to a coffee shop. I'm meeting someone for a coffee chat in like 2 hours, so I think I'm just gonna get some work done there before she comes. Okay, we made it home. Yay, I'm so excited. For my second moving vlog, I'm actually making a desk makeover video, so I'll be talking about this more in that video coming soon. But I bought a new monitor last week. This is from Dell. I'll put the model name on the screen. Back at home, I used to have a Dell monitor, but I actually sold it to Bree before moving here because I didn't think I'd be able to bring it. And I didn't buy one last semester because I knew I was gonna be moving and I didn't wanna have to lug it with me. So I finally chose one. I'll put some of the specs on the screen. I don't really remember what they are. I know it's IPS 4K 27 inch, and I'll also link it down below if you wanted to check it out. One of my content creator friends actually invited me as her +1 to an event tonight. It's like a fitness wellness event, so I'm gonna be doing some very minimal makeup. This will actually be like my second event ever. So the first event that I ever did was back in September, I want to say, and I brought Kenzie along with me, but that was for a brand that I hadn't really heard of before. Like, it was still fun, but I didn't really meet anyone or network or socialize that much. And then earlier this month, I went to a social for creators in Vancouver, and then I got to meet a bunch of other creators, especially ones that are like of similar age as me and also do lifestyle and wellness content. And it was really fun meeting people that I've been mutuals with for a while. I forgot to mention that the coffee chat went great. I just love hearing about other people's experiences and seeing all the cool things that they're doing. Like, my high school self would never believe that I'm initiating these social interactions. I used to be really shy and not like talking to people, but over the past couple of years, I think that's really changed. Now, even though I love my alone time, I think it's so cool to meet other people and see what they're doing. Right now, I'm just pretty much doing my everyday makeup. These are some of my current favorite products. I'll link everything that I'm using down below. How was the event?
What event? Oh, the event? I'm like, oh, we're vlogging. We did like a workout, and it was like a mix of like kickboxing and stretching, and I kicked my water bottle over because I was getting too into it. Hi. What?
I went to go pick up a package from my old address, and the landlord said they ordered extra bubble tea, so they just gave it to me. This makes my night. I have not studied all day, so we're gonna shower and go do that. It's already 8:48, but there's still some time left in the day. Hey Google, play Study Lo-Fi.
Oh, hello, Papa.
I'm at my photo shoot now. We came to this parkade near the waterfront. It was actually a really nice view, so I'll put some photos on the screen. She's just getting changed right now, and then we're gonna keep going. My camera. I don't really want to go running at all. It's raining outside. I'm cold. It's almost time for dinner, so I'm just gonna not think about it and just go. If I'm cold and I regret it, so be it. I spent the rest of the weekend sitting at my desk, getting into a deep workflow and doing some things that I wasn't able to get done during the week. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, make sure to give it a like and subscribe down below so you don't miss when the finals vlog comes out. See you next time. Bye.